This is actually the Ariba landscape. So let me come to this once I explain you with a complete process. First, what we'll do in SAP S/4HANA also, we'll do vendor determination or source determination, and in SAP Ariba also we do source determination. So I'm explaining you globally. Okay,
Okay.
the overview I'm explaining you the overview how it
Okay.
actually works. Vendor determination or source determination. Source determination is something we are going to find out the suppliers or vendors who is my right fit for supplying my materials.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to determine who is my right fit by doing what? By doing sourcing activities. By doing sourcing activities. You know, right? Since you already worked on sourcing. So what I'm going to do,
Yeah.
so I may be creating a full project or quick project in order to determine the I'll if I'm going to create a quick project, I will define the requirements. For example, I want this
Okay.
material, this is a specification, this is the quality, this is the amount, this is the quantity. So this is the date when I need this particular material. So I'll just define all my specifications in sourcing project, and then I'll submit it for publish. Once it is published, supplier will come to know that this is what the requirement of this client. So as a customer, as a supplier, whether I'm able to supply this or not, whether I'm able to offer better price. Okay. For example, if I'm creating a sourcing project for one particular material, for example, keypad, laptop keypad.
Okay.
Okay. I'll be
Okay.
going to create a sourcing project where I need a laptop keypad. This is the material, this is the size of this laptop keypad, this is the quality I want, and this is the price. In this price I want, this is the price which I can offer. As a client, I will do all these things, and then I'll publish the event. So supplier
Okay.
will receive these things. Okay. Oh yeah, this client is required a laptop keypad, and this is the quality he is expecting, and this is the date when he is going to expect. This is the quantity he want to get from us, and this is the price he can offer maximum. Then I'll review all those details as a supplier, and I'll just check this can be possible for me or not. If it is possible, then I'll check whether I can offer him a better price, since his budget is around 1,000 per keypad, for example, $1,000 per keypad. Okay, or
Okay.
$100 per keypad, whether he
Okay.
can able to offer me a better price, because I am going to submit this proposal to multiple suppliers, right?
Okay.
And also there is a
One thing,
competition.
sir.
Hmm,
Sir, here is my point is here. Suppose you are going to multiple suppliers. Okay.
hmm,
Ariba have any services where it can be invite online? 5 to 4 vendors is there. Suppose any customer creating any project, right? Sourcing project. We are going to manually process. Suppose you are telling about my company. In this situation, our sourcing team inviting 5 vendors.
hmm,
First of all, they are going to market. Okay, they are
hmm,
discussing with them in phone call and mail everything, and taking the proper details and putting here as a register the vendor. In Ariba have
hmm.
any solution? Here we can suppose at the project invitation of the vendor, we can go through online. Suppose you are creating on a laptop, it will be come to who is providing laptops. 4 to 5 vendors will be shown in my screen. I'll select anyone.
Correct.
Have any
Correct.
solution?
You can see in sourcing project,
Okay.
you can
Yeah.
select multiple vendors. You can invite multiple vendors to participate in this particular project.
Okay.
Okay, I can select multiple vendors which are available in our system. So before that, you will be having suppliers invited. You will be having a fair supplier data in your system. Then, for example, there are four suppliers who can be able to supply this keypad. You can invite all those four suppliers, and then you can submit the event. Then those four suppliers will receive this proposal, this event in their inbox, and they will review
Mhm.
this, and they will propose their price.
Okay.
Like for example, the base price you set is for 100 USD. Then they can some supplier one can offer it for 98 USD. Supplier two can
Okay.
99 USD. Supplier three can 101 USD. supplier 4 can 97 USD. So once they submit their proposals, it will come to you as a client, as a buyer.
Okay.
Correct. You will review all those responses from the supplier and you will choose the best price. Whoever is giving you the keypad with the best price, you are going to select him only, right? It will not
Right.
always be same. It will sometimes it is depending on the delivery date when they are going to submit. It is depending on their brand name when they are going to what is their brand, and it is
Got
sometimes
it.
it is depending on the quantity that they are able to supply, right? It is not always based on the price, but as a practice we do based on the price. System will propose you the best price, who is going to supply you or supply the goods with the best price. It is going to it is going to suggest. So whoever is giving, for example, supplier 3 is giving you that material for 97 USD. Since it is the least from all those four suppliers, you are going to select the supplier 3 and you will be awarding him. Correct. Once you award it, then you can do the business with him for that particular material. You can raise a purchase requisition or you can raise a contract. So from that, the procurement activity starts. For example,
Okay.
okay,
Okay.
from that you will raise a purchase requisition. So following purchase order, goods receipt, and an invoice. This is actually the cycle with respect to SAP Ariba.
Okay.
Okay, you are any doubts you have in this?
No, one thing is purchase execution will come to after project creation, right?
Yeah. See, it is not
After.
always. I'm just telling you the complete cycle. See, it doesn't mean that you always create a sourcing project before creating a requisition.
Okay.
Right.
But
Sometimes
you
you will
say
be having see, sometimes you will be having all these negotiations and you created a
okay.
catalog. Okay. You have done this all those negotiations with supplier one to one offline or however you have done through email, you have done something as a buyer and you created a catalog with that particular supplier. Then what you will do? You will not go and create sourcing project. You already know the vendor, you already know the material you want to buy, you want to procure, you already have the catalog in place in your system. Directly you go and raise a purchase requisition, right?
Hmm.
And sometimes repetitively you are going to have a business with some particular vendor for some office supplies, for example, paper, pen, some office supplies materials, right? So for that, you don't need to go and create a sourcing project. You know who is the vendor. You know how regularly you are going to have a contact with him. You're dealing a business with him every day, day to day basis. You directly go and create a purchase requisition for that particular non-catalog material against that vendor, and you'll start with purchase requisition and with invoice
Okay.
and with the payment. So that doesn't mean you
Okay.
always do sourcing project, you always create sourcing project, you will go through all these event stuff, proposal stuff, award stuff, then you'll create a purchase requisition.
Okay.
That will come when you are going to deal with a new material. For example, I have a new requirement now. I don't know the vendors. I don't know who is going to supply this with the best price. Then in such case, you go with a sourcing project.
Okay.
Got me right? See,
Right.
I worked in a project where they didn't even use sourcing module. I implemented a
Okay.
project only downstream. I implemented. I integrated with it with the SAP S4 HANA, where they never
Okay.
used SAP I mean Ariba sourcing. They only used
Okay.
procure-to-pay means starting from purchase requisition to invoicing. That's it. They used. They didn't use any sourcing or SLP modules.
Sourcing. Okay. Got.
That doesn't mean always every company or every client is going to use sourcing. Okay, don't think that
Uh-huh.
way.
Point.
Okay,
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
it's clear now. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Now with respect to, since we are going to start with procure to pay process or buying and invoicing process, I'll let me explain you how flexible Ariba tool is to adapt to the business based on the business requirement. There are three concepts actually. Just you observe the first two: procure to pay and procure to order. Only these two, okay? And don't
Okay.
worry about these things. You just ignore these things.
Okay.
Let me tell you, procure to pay. You can only have Ariba for procure to pay scope, means starting from purchase requisition to invoicing.
Okay.
And also you can have a Ariba for procure to order, means starting from purchase requisition to purchase order.
Okay.
For example, if I'm going to use SAP S4 HANA and I also have Ariba, I can create a purchase requisition, then I can replicate purchase order to S4 HANA, and then I can create a goods receipt in Ariba, and I can replicate to goods receipt to S4 HANA, and then I can create an invoice in Ariba, and I can replicate this to S4 HANA. This
Okay.
is one landscape. And even I can use purchase requisition in Ariba, and I can create a purchase order in Ariba, and I can replicate this to S4 HANA, and remaining activities called goods receipt and invoicing thing I can all alone take in SAP S4 HANA, not in Ariba.
Okay.
This is also possible. I have worked on a client where they only wanted to implement procure to order, and the rest of the things, the rest of the things such as goods receipt and invoicing, that they had gone, they opted only for S4 HANA. And I have
Okay.
worked on a client who implemented Ariba for PR, PO, GR, and invoicing. Then they
Okay.
exported these documents to S4, SAP S4 HANA. And also, I have worked on a client where they implemented purchase requisition, purchase order, and goods receipt. Once the goods receipt is done, it will be replicated to SAP S4 HANA. And the invoicing thing, they used to handle
Yes.
all alone in
Yes.
SAP
Yes,
S4
Varane.
HANA, not in Ariba.
Okay. Okay.
Okay,
It
this is
all
how,
flexibility is there.
yeah, this many flexibilities it has.
Suppose one thing. Suppose any company, any business don't have S4 SAP S4 SAP
Hmm.
ECC S4 don't have. They're using another tool. You can say Navision, you can say Oracle, you can say Tally. Okay. They want to implement Ariba.
Hmm.
Okay. In
Okay.
this situation, everything, suppose buying part, downstream part, they want to implement only procure to pay cycle. Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
But here it will be integration with Tally.
It will be
Yeah,
integration with.
Tally. Suppose the business have Tally only.
Specifically about Tally, I'm not sure, but yeah, but yes, they can integrate SAP Ariba with other third-party tool, other non-SAP systems like Oracle.
Okay.
Because Oracle, I have worked on Oracle ERP system.
But Oracle similarly to like SAP.
Yeah, PeopleSoft. Because
People soft.
again,
Okay.
PeopleSoft and Oracle are non-SAP systems, right? We can still
Okay.
integrate. We can still integrate these things. And
Okay.
also some third-party tools also we can integrate SAP Ariba with a third-party system.
Okay.
Mostly I
In
heard a client, they have implemented Ariba uh, procure to pay, like almost like procure to receipt, and only the invoicing part they handled in some third-party system, which even I never heard about it. Only that client specific
okay.
third-party tool they
Yeah.
used. As soon
Yeah.
as you
Sure.
create a GR, so based on the GR they used to replicate to the third-party system, and the invoicing they used to handle in the third-party system itself.
Okay.
That was their own tool, but that flexibility it has. No worries in that.
Okay. Right. Depending on business, whatever requirement they want to.
They want. Yeah,
Yeah.
it is such a flexible tool as well. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Better.
And limitation is it will not support indirect procurement that much, and still it has um, some stability issue sometimes that
Yeah.
even SAP S4 HANA is have does that that stability issue sometimes, right? So that is each
Okay.
and every ERP tool is going to is facing the same issues. Okay, and still it is having a lot of room to grow actually. Okay, and as you know, right, so how the scope it has in market right now is at peak level.
Okay.
Okay, and any doubts as whatever we discussed till now?
No, right now I don't have. Suppose you will come to direct live classes in live platform in Ariba. There I'll get. I can
Yeah,
ask any question.
yeah, sure, sure, definitely,
In the
definitely.
overview,
Hmm.
it sir, this overview you are giving right now. It will be get my PDF like that. Suppose where I can go through.
Yeah, yeah, maybe I'll share some of the documents with Aditi, so Aditi will share with you. So Aditi will take care of all
No,
those things.
I told her. She
Yeah,
told me
that,
she will share, but I don't know how.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
And anything else? Next, are you aware about Ariba Network?
Ariba Network platform, which are completely merging to global
Hmm.
buyer and supplier like that.
Correct, correct. Yeah, your understanding is right. See, whenever I send some notifications, for example, if I create a sourcing project, if I publish the sourcing event to some particular supplier, for example, supplier 1, 2, 3, 4 that I have explained you just now. So
Yeah.
they will log into their Ariba network as a supplier. They will be having Ariba network account and they will log into their account and they will review all those event details in Ariba network itself and they
Okay.
will submit it from there only. So how they
Okay.
otherwise how they will interact? So that is why the interaction is so great here in Ariba. Supplier will be
Okay.
having one platform that is Ariba network, and
Mm-hmm.
buyer will be having one platform that is Ariba buyer network, and also we
Mm-hmm.
have Ariba tool anyways, right? So whatever you are
Right.
going to submit from Ariba, so it will be having a direct online connection with Ariba network where they can directly interact. Supplier and buyer they can directly interact in online. So there is no offline
Right.
conversion is required. There will be no delay. So system will be having a
Yeah.
systematic like the process overall from end to end. So it will be a to and fro communication always happens. That's what we need
It can
require
we can
nowadays.
say like that collaboration between buyer and sellers like that
Yeah, yeah, that's what this is a collaboration between. So this collaboration
between buyer and
is built in such a way they will be having time to time interaction so that there will be no gap, there will be no misunderstanding between the supplier and buyer. Okay, there
mm-hmm.
will be no delay, right?
Okay.
So that is very
Okay.
actually very good when it comes to Ariba actually. In SAP S/4HANA, so it is not provided, right? And you see, always you have to intimate a supplier, even if it is sent an email or something. So sometimes they may miss, and sometimes you have to call them and remind them. And also, Ariba Network is a platform. If they are going to have one particular Ariba Network account ID, they can use for multiple clients, even for suppliers. Right? It is global tool, global collaboration tool where they can have all suppliers.
Okay.
Okay. So this is about Ariba downstream, Ariba Procure-to-pay tool. So we'll go into the maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow. We'll start with the hands-on. We'll start from like first I'll just go through how to create purchase requisition, how it is going to generate purchase order, then how GR is going to happen, how invoice is going to take place. Okay, and
Okay.
it's all configurations and commodity management. Actually, the commodity management is the most important topic in SAP BNI. And then catalog based things, non-catalog based things, how are we going to handle, how are we going to add, how you create a catalog. Okay,
Okay.
those things will take place. We'll just go and explain those things. And apart
Okay.
from that, once this procure to pay is done, you already know since you already know how Ariba looks and also they you are aware about the guided buying.
Mm-hmm. I don't have any idea. Credit card.
Okay, actually this is the BNI screen. We will be having a parent and child concept. Are you aware about the parent and child concept? No,
Nothing.
right?
I don't have.
No, that's okay, fine. No, no, no worries. See, if I go to this global symbol, if you can observe, there are two things. One is this is test, professionals, STS, SAP P, and the other one is it is C1. If you see C1 test, one is test. Can you observe? Are you able to differentiate?
Again, tell me.
Yeah. See, now it is C1 right here below below this global symbol. If you can see here, C1 test means child
Okay.
one test. Child one test. It is means it is a child realm. And one more,
Screen is not visible,
not visible.
not properly. Give me one
Now,
minute.
now
I'm
see.
just zooming.
I zoomed it. Say, okay,
Okay. Yes, yes, right now.
it's visible. This is C1. This is the parent one.
Okay.
Means this is child realm. Okay, now I switch it to child realm, and this is parent realm.
What is the difference between?
Yeah, let me tell you. In the parent, so all the upstream modules will be in parent realm.
Okay.
Okay, all the downstream in the sense buying and invoicing will be carried out in child realm. It's clear.
Okay. Got
I
it.
mean, you got a fair idea, right? So how like
Right.
sourcing you do in parent, correct?
Okay.
And SLP you do in parent, contract workspace and all you do in parent, and remaining things like all the transactional things which you are communicating with the business. For example, purchase requisition, contract terms documents, contract line item documents, purchase requisitions, purchase orders, goods receipts, invoices. Everything we'll be doing in child system. I'll tell you how it works. For example, there is a company, okay, there is an organization which is available in two countries, for example, India and Bangladesh.
Okay.
Okay, the parent company is same. Parent company will be, for example, company name is XYZ, but it has a entities, different entities, one in India and other one in Bangladesh.
Bangladesh. Yeah.
Okay, all the accounting entries will be different. All the transaction suppliers, some might be different, correct?
Right.
So then, for example, I'm using two ERP systems, one for India and one for Pakistan. For India, but Indian users are very familiar with using SAP ECC application or SAP S4HANA application. So I implemented SAP S4HANA for Indian
Okay.
users, for Indian entity. Okay,
Okay.
for example, call it as a entity India. And for Bangladesh entity, so those users are very familiar and very friendly using Oracle ERP software. And also business entity is different, right? So I use Oracle ERP as a backend ERP system for Bangladesh entity.
Okay.
Okay, so there are two entities now. One is India entity, India SAP,
Okay.
Oracle,
Okay.
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh.
But parent company is same, XYZ.
Okay.
Okay, in such case, if I want to implement Ariba, what I'll do? Okay, I'll ask SAP shared service team. See, this is my business entity, so this is my parent company, and this is my business entities in India and Bangladesh. So whatever you implement and whatever you implement Ariba should integrate with both the systems. And this is what the landscape currently I have. It should fit in. Then what
Okay.
Ariba does, Ariba will suggest you to implement a federated control system where it is having a parent and child concept so that you can implement two child systems, one for SAP ERP, which is Indian entity, child one, and other child for Bangladesh entity, which is child 2. So child 1
Okay.
will be integrated with the SAP S4HANA, which is India, and child 2 will be integrated with the Oracle ERP, which is
Bangladesh. It will be two
Bangladesh.
licenses there.
Yeah, they can provide. It is, see, whatever the way you want, they will give. They will modify and give it to you. That is so flexible. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'll tell you where it differs exactly. So why you need two entities? So because accounts, cost centers, whatever you use, it will be different in different countries, right? It is depends,
Right.
because here the valuation will be different, their valuation will be different. For example, if you compare it with the India and Europe, the valuation will be a huge different, right?
Right.
And also there are some master data which will not change across globally. For example, common supplier data, units of measures, currencies, right? Currency conversion rates. There are some master data which will never change even if the country is different. Correct? You're getting
Correct.
me? Yeah, those data, those particular master data will be injected to parent realm. Once it is injected to parent realm, it will be replicated to both the childs. Then comes variant specific data, means child specific data. For example, cost centers, general ledgers, WBS, those data, commodity codes. Those data are specific to India and specific to Bangladesh, right? Specific to child one, specific to child two. So these data will be separately injected to child one and child two independently.
Okay.
Are you in sync? Just I'll explain by taking supplier. Okay. When you
Can you
see,
explain me any sir, can you explain me in Excel or any other which
yeah,
typing?
yeah, yeah,
It will be better for me understanding.
yeah. It's good idea actually. Open Excel.
You can notepad also. You can use notepad, Excel, anything.
XYZ company. Okay.
Okay.
And having verticals, entity A, which is in India,
Okay.
entity B in Bangladesh. Okay.
Okay. Maybe it can be production example. It is a automobile sector. Another one is the steel
IT, for
industry. You
example,
can
say
say.
it. Yeah. It can be anything. It can be anything. Correct.
Okay.
You're mapping to business. It can, for example, this can be IT and this can be production department, and this can
Right.
be automobile. This can be something
Okay.
so like software accessories they may manufacture. So they completely depends. Okay.
Yes.
See, now if you see here, just I'll explain. This is parent company. This is entity A, entity B, Bangladesh, and India. So what Ariba will do? It will be parent. Company will be
Hmm.
parent realm.
Okay. It will be in S4 you can say company or entity will be plants, right?
You cannot exactly map, but you can have multiple company codes, right, in the same entity, in the same
Yes,
client.
yes, yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
rightly.
can say client and company codes.
Yes, yes, right. That in S4 we are described like that. XYZ
Client,
company will be to your company, and the entity in India it will be plant,
co- com- uh,
and it
entity in
will be
India will be
plants.
company. Entity in India will be company code.
Okay,
There it is client.
okay. For Ariba, as a implementation partner, a third party partner, for me it to XYZ company parent realme will be client, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
This
okay,
is how. Though you cannot exactly map, but you can understand this way. But even this entity one, I mean child one can have multiple company codes. That is also there. That is again depending on the. This is how they want to define their structures. For
Okay.
example, see, there is one company which is available in Europe countries as well as in USA. Okay, in
Right.
Europe countries they can have multiple company codes. For USA they are only having only one company code, but they want to segregate this thing with the child system. Child one they want only for USA, and child two they want all Europe countries. So they can in Europe countries they can have multiple company codes. Means in child two they can have multiple company codes, and but in child one they can have only one company code, which is USA. This is this is eventually how they want to differentiate their business process. Hmm?
Okay.
But this way you
Right.
can understand this is very high level thing. So as soon as you will be having 8 10 years of experience, you will be allowed to include in the I mean you will be allowed in such a discussion so that you can decide in global level, the wider level, basically. Okay.
Okay.
At this stage it is very difficult, but yeah, but you can have fair idea about it if someone asks. Yeah, I know about it, this is what it does. It's just simply whatever you understood can explain. Hmm? For in terms of Ariba, what I do, this one child one,
Okay.
child one, this is child two,
Mm-hmm.
this is parent.
Okay.
We call it as a realm. Okay, child one realm, child two realm, and parent realm. So I'll just
Okay.
take an example of supplier data. So how it works? When it comes to supplier, right? Supplier will be having common data.
Okay.
Can call it as a common supplier.
Mm-hmm.
Then supplier partition data, or partition supplier you can say. I'll explain you this. For example, there is a supplier, okay,
Okay.
which is available in two countries.
Okay.
You got me? There is a common
Okay.
supplier called ABC is a common supplier name, but it is available in two countries, one in US, other one in UK. Okay, if it
Okay.
is available in same supplier is available in US and UK, correct?
Okay.
And its delivery date, ship to address will be different. I mean, like billing address will be
Mm.
different.
Right.
Completely address will be different, right? And its
Right.
tax details will be different. Means tax code they differs based on the country.
The French
And what else?
dress remittance. Can say.
Remittance information. That's what billing. Okay, those things will differ based on the country, right? So this is
Right.
what means location data will be completely different. For US
Right.
location, they will be having a US location data. For UK location, they will be having a UK location data. But the common supplier, the supplier name,
Mm-hmm.
those details will be same for both the supplier. So what they'll do, common
Only,
supplier, they
only, only name will be same. Otherwise, everything data will be different.
everything will be same. Yeah, different. There are some other things like payment terms, payment method. Even though they can have different payment term and payment methods for partition supplier, but I'll show you when
Mm.
you go into the system, so you'll come to know. So common
Okay.
supplier will be same for both the countries, and partition supplier can be multiple. Means first common supplier comes, under the common supplier you can have multiple partition supplier based on your location data.
Okay.
Okay, so this common supplier data will go and sit in parent. Once it go and
Okay.
sit in parent, it will be replicated to child systems.
Okay.
Then okay, it will be replicated to child systems. Child one, child two, both it will go. Common supplier data will go to child one, child two, both as soon as you inject it to parent. Now
Okay.
partition data based on the location data, you will inject this US location you inject here, and UK
Okay.
location data you inject here, so that the respective partition data is created in respective child systems. Same
Okay.
partition, both will not be available in the same thing. You want to segregate it, right?
Right.
You can segregate it that way. That is how it works. This parent and child concept work for master data.
You know, here you want to say, suppose any uh, company will be invite any supplier as a common supplier, ABC Private Limited. Okay. They will register in parent realm, right?
Correct.
Thereafter, will be
Happens.
segregated in child one and child two, as per the billing address, tax details, and everything.
Correct.
Contact and mail also.
Yeah, those things. See, even though when you are registering in parent realm,
But one thing,
let me
one,
explain. Okay, even
yeah,
though
yeah,
when they
yes.
are going to register it in parent realm, they will give all the details, all their details they'll give, but those details still be available in parent, in
Okay,
SLP realm, in SAP module, it will still be available, but it will not
okay,
create any partition data in child system. So in order to create a partition data, you have to take the location specific data and you have to inject it into the child realm. Until unless it will not be available for procurement activities, because partition data will not be created by this time. Only it is registered, qualified in parent realm. Only common supplier is created with all the details. Even though it contains
okay,
all the details, but it will not create the partition data, because once you create a partition data, it will be displayed for the purchase requisition creation. Until unless you don't create, it will not be available. So only common supplier will be created, which will be replicated to child 1 and child 2, whatever the child's available. Then if you want to make use of this supplier, you have to create a partition data. For that, you have to fill specific file, CSV file, and you have to load it.
okay.
Okay, that doesn't mean only name is available in parent. No, no, no. Because this complete process will happen in parent only. SLP is available in
Hmm.
parent only.
Sir, one thing is here. I think it will be URL will be different. Suppose you are providing Ariba system, parents Realme XYZ company will be different URL. Yeah, URL will be same for three a child and parent also.
Hmm.
Got my
Different,
point?
different.
Right. You want to say in
No,
SLP module in SYG company, it will
no,
be ABC vendor will be registered here, and once it will be business with child one and child two, there also they will create another name as per the common vendor.
no, I didn't get your point. So the URLs will not be different. Only thing
Okay.
is, even you can switch between the URLs, right? I just showed you how to switch here.
Okay.
It is suit integrated. It is suit integrated. It works on the groups which are assigned to you. If you have a right group assigned to you, so you can switch between parent and child. If you are not assigned to the right group, you will not be able to switch. You will be able to only allow to access only child one.
No, here child one, child two will be not access to SLP, right?
Child one, child two will not be for SLP. So in order to access
Ha,
that SLP in parent, you need to have a particular groups assigned. SLP, supply related groups should be assigned to
I
you.
got.
Then only you can go to
Uh,
parent and access child, access the SLP module. I mean supplier admin, the supplier management thing.
Okay.
Understood?
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions?
Finally, we go to practical. There will be better visibility.
Hmm. Yeah, better
Maybe.
visibility. Yeah. Okay, this you got right. I mean, like, see, SLP sits in parent, so whenever they do register, right? Supplier do registration. So internal registration, external registration, there are so many steps are there. So we'll go in future sessions. That is there. Whenever they
Mhm.
do, so they will be giving so much details like their location data, their supplier tax details, their payment method, payment terms, bank details, so many things they'll give as part
Okay.
of registration, supply registration process. But that doesn't mean it will go and create a partition data in the child system. So
Okay.
SLP is only meant to create a common supplier. That's it. It will be having all
Okay.
the information, but it will create only common supplier. Once the common supplier is replicated to child system, then child system we have to explicitly load the partition data to the system.
Okay.
Then only it will
Okay.
create partition supplier. Once the partition supplier is created, then you can use that supplier to create a purchase requisition.
Okay. Okay.
Clear?
Yes, yes. After partition, child one, child two can buy anything from the ABC vendor.
Correct. Correct. And also there are three, I'll tell you sub files for supply. For example, if I'm not using SLP system, so then how you handle suppliers? I'm not using
Okay.
SLP at all. How you handle? I'm only using buying and invoicing, which is going to integrate with SAP S/4HANA. How do you do in that case? In that case, source of truth is SAP S/4HANA. Okay. From that
Okay.
source of truth SAP S/4HANA, I will schedule a background jobs which will run once in a day or twice in a day, and
Okay.
those background jobs will push the CSV files, supplier CSV files into our Ariba. So in Ariba, the supplier will be created or updated. What are those three files? For example, supplier consolidated .csv.
It will be ABAP will be run this data. A scheduler, yeah, a functional consultant will be do.
Functional consultant, SAP functional consultant and ABAPer together they will schedule, and also basis involvement is also required here.
In integration time basis will be involved. I know that in CIG system it will be upload certificate like that, right? At the time of integration. In scheduler system, I think three members will be involved there. Three consultant will be involved there. Okay.
Sorry, come again.
Please apply. Nothing. Nothing. Please.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, when you schedule this background jobs, right? So usually in S4 HANA, the scheduling will just give them a badge. We will create as a functional consultant. We'll create a variant, and if there is any customization required, we'll involve a BAPer. And then if you
Okay.
want to schedule a background job, we take help from basis consultant. They actually does the scheduling batch job because they are taking care of all background jobs and all other standard jobs which are running in the back end in SAP Ariba system, because they're SAP has run system, because they're handling the entire system maintenance and patching and server maintenance, right? So they should be aware about what is running in the SAP system. So we'll involve all the three guys actually, a BAPer and basis guy. Okay, in initial setup. Because see, let me just tell you from that perspective as well as supplier purchase org combo .csv. See these three. This actually Ariba expect these three files to create a supplier in Ariba. Okay.
Okay.
How do you extract these three files in Ariba? I mean, how do you inject these three files into Ariba from SAP? So
No.
for that we need help from a BAPer. So we'll provide them a background job. There is a standard job for master data. So this is a job. You run this job, and once you run this job, take the data. This particular data, they will give the data as well. Like we need supplier name, terms, payment method,
Yeah,
and
one thing. Vapor will be create any additional table for the same,
I
and
think
thereafter it will be
they'll create dynamic.
thereafter they will schedule a per day, take a timing at the scheduler like morning 6 a.m. Um, 4 p.m. Two times scheduler they are connected. Suppose you are creating any as per vendors, any registered vendors in the as per HANA, it will be come to Ariba by default, right?
Correct, correct. See, once in a day or twice in a day, they used to create that to business off hours. Whenever business is off, whenever business users are not using system, right? So that time they used to schedule. What they will do, they will run the background job, and once they run that background job from that program, they used to pick some specific data, and they used to create the file in this format. and they'll store
Okay.
it in AL11 path somewhere in a shared service in Ariba, SAP S/4HANA. They'll save it. From that,
Okay.
again the scheduled job will pick that particular file and dump into Ariba.
Okay.
This is what happens in the backend whenever you schedule a background job.
It will be live data.
It will be live data only. Like
Suppose
batch
any.
it's a file data. It's file data. Like for example,
Okay. Okay. Not an
today,
issue.
yeah, today night I am running a background job, right? And then next job is next tomorrow. For
I
example,
got the point already. I aware about the scheduler of the tabular and anything. But I want to know. Suppose ABC vendor is created in S/4HANA. Okay, your scheduler done and properly in 9 p.m. Okay. After that morning, I saw that in Ariba, ABC private company will be show me in Ariba. Okay, and it will give me authorized for the purchase anything from this vendor. Suppose next 5 days, by default, any issue I'm getting from vendor and our master data team is closed this vendor, blocked in this vendor in the S/4HANA. As well, it will be come to Ariba and it will be not, it will show me blocked in the Ariba also.
blocked case, I think it will
Basically,
become in.
I want not to business with this vendor. After one purchase, I got this point. I get some issues with vendor. Behavior is not good, and anything and material is not good. Yeah, services is not good. That's why I'm not to business with this vendor. Okay.
Yeah. If you are pushing this blocked indicator data, yeah,
Yes.
definitely it will update the active indicator in Ariba, so it will become inactive.
Inactive. Okay.
Inactive. And also it
Okay.
depends on how you are managing. So some people in my previous project, right? So even if they block in from SAP S/4HANA side, they don't want to push that particular data whenever it is triggered. Want to push that particular
Okay.
thing to Ariba because they wanted to block the vendor manually in Ariba.
Okay. They
They
requested to Ariba temporarily block this vendor, right?
yeah. They don't want SAP S/4HANA's block indicator to update the supplier in Ariba. So they do it manually. So such modifications that we can do. That is there. Anyway, it is none of our business actually. So you just need to coordinate with the SAP consultant. Okay.
Okay.
These three files are required. So whenever whichever interview you go, so they may ask, so what are the supplier related files? And also remittance file is also there, but these three are basic. If you're handling invoicing in Ariba, then remittance is also matters.
Hmm. Suppose you want to registration any UK vendor, okay,
Mhm.
in SLP, it will be everything details will be online. Yeah, will come will asking for the documents in mail. Got my
In,
point, sir?
in Ariba, if you want to register any supplier, invite any supplier, right?
Eh,
Everything,
Yes.
yeah. So if you are using your SLP system, SLP module effectively, everything
Okay.
will be online.
Okay.
Everything will
Okay.
be on.
It's good. It's good.
Yeah.
In
If
sourcing module, it is not the possibility, flexibility. You don't have the vendor will provide document on Ariba also. In sourcing, if you want to invite any vendors, there your requirement will be take from mail, phone call, everything in the external system, and it will be put in SAP Ariba.
hmm, yeah,
Yeah.
this is clear.
Yes, yes.
This is actually a little important because sometimes you'll get confused. What is this parent and child? Why this child? Why this parent?
So that
Why
I
we
tell,
need this? Yeah,
okay, please explain in Excel, or I can get
yeah,
better understanding.
yeah. Okay, no worries. Okay, let me go to system now. So this is child one. We are in child. Let me just show you. Parent.
Can you zoom some more to very small interfaces? Okay, that's not better.
Yeah, this is partition data if you see. So this is partition profile data.
Okay,
Supplier location is this is Hyderabad location.
okay,
This is anyway the supplier internal ID it is.
okay.
Okay.
We are looking is in SLP module.
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, let me create one transaction. So how it works? See, you know commodity code management first. This is yeah. Let me go to user profile first. Okay. You are aware about user profile?
yes, I have. In
Yeah. So
sourcing.
if you go to change your profile first, let's start with user profile. This is personal data, name, email address, supervisor. These are the groups assigned to your profile. Okay.
Okay, yeah, authorizations.
Yeah. Then there are some accounting data also which will get default into your purchase requisition when you're creating. For example, see, you are a user and you belongs to some particular cost center, right? For
Okay,
example, whatever the purchases you do, for example, just let's assume you are an end user and you are there are some two three cost centers, but you belongs to cost center two, for example, say. So whenever you are going to purchase any materials or any services, right? So whenever you create purchase requisition, as soon as I mean, as soon as you enter that particular screen, some cost center will be defaulted directly to the purchase requisition because you belongs to a particular cost center. So cost center data will be defaulted from your user profile
okay,
in real time business scenario. Okay. And
okay,
company code data also they will default. It is depending on the business process. For example, some business wants to default cost center data, company code data from the user profile. So whatever it is being set in this particular screen, it will be defaulted into purchase requisition. They don't want all fields to be defaulted into the purchase requisition. One is organization data anyway they need. This is a standard process because if it belongs to company particular company code, so company code data will be defaulted, purchase org, purchase group data will be defaulted. And for accounting information, so I don't want to default GL account because GL account will be defaulted based on the commodity code. I want to default the cost center from the user profile, then they'll default this one. And
okay,
also similarly for plant and ship to. Okay,
okay,
so that your user profile should be properly set in order to default organization data, cost center, plant and delivered addresses.
okay,
Okay, this is clear. And
okay,
also you can also whenever you do such changes, right? So you can also configure a workflow. For example, if you change anything, any data in this in your user profile, it will go to your supervisor directly. So supervisor will review the details whatever you have changed, and he will, if it is making sense, if it is correct, then he will approve it. Otherwise he will reject it. If he reject, it will not update. If he approve, it will update. Okay,
okay,
here you can have comments. Plant is not acceptable means plant is not entered here at all. So it is giving error message. Approval flow not determined. Okay, first I'll just set up some random data to your user profile for this user profile. Okay, company code I'll select. So many company codes, yeah. SAP SG. Okay, and purchasing unit I'll
Hey,
select
this profile is the user profile. It's
user
not a
profile.
consultant profile.
Sorry, sorry.
It's not consultant profile, right?
Not?
Suppose I'm working for a client, it will
Hmm.
be client profile. Maybe it can be XYZ members, a employee. It will profile of them, right? Which is created by Ariba.
How can it be it will be a client profile? I didn't get your point. Could you please
So,
explain me a little more?
so what I'm editing here, okay, it will this profile of which one, which members,
User profile it is. The one who logged into Ariba system. End user, you
who are
can
the
say end user.
end user, right? End
Yeah.
user will not authorize to edit anything in his profile,
There are
in
some
my idea.
details you can there are some details you can still edit, but it will go to approval process
So give me 1 minute, just coming 1 minute.
in real time scenario.
Sorry, sir. Hello.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah. Okay, this user profile data is again depends. There are some data you cannot assign to yourself. For example, user groups, it will be restricted and it goes to the real, since it is test system, so everything is allowed and you can do whatever you want. I mean, most of the things are allowed.
Yes, yes, I know
But
that.
in real time scenarios, see what happens. They can
It will
push some
authorize the
customization.
administrator.
Yeah, if you change, there are some changes allowed by yourself as an end user, and there are some changes which are not allowed to change yourself. If you want to change such data, you have to reach out to your supervisor or admin. So they are only having a responsibility to, I mean, the authority to do those changes. And then there are some data that you can change, but it will still go to approval process. So someone has to approve it. Someone means your supervisor, immediate supervisor has to approve it. Otherwise, it will not update in the user profile. That is how works in the real time instance.
Okay.
Okay, clear?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the dashboard. Anyway, I no need to explain this, right? This you already know about it. This is to do and this is my requisition, my receipts. and pinned items. If you want, you can just check here, right? Okay, let me go to the requisition. Actually, here I am having some issue with this. If I go to create requisition, right? For example, see, it is in the backend. It has, yeah, it went to requisition creation, but it is not displaying, some issue with the UI, I guess. I don't know. This is the system, right? See, this is created, but it is not showing. So it is asking me to confirm exit. So I'll just save it. What I'll do, I'll just go. That's for testing purpose now. This one, okay. I'll go to edit. There are so many some problems now. My data issues might be we will be facing, but it's okay since it is first class, right? So we're using it just now. This exclusive. This is title, okay. This is purchase unit, and this is
Okay.
on behalf of. This is very very important field. On behalf of means it's a eventually a requested field. Automatically it will take your username. For example, if you want to purchase on behalf of your colleague,
Okay.
you can still go ahead and you can change this one. Otherwise, if you're just purchasing on behalf of you by yourself, you can leave as is because you are the requesters and hence it is taking your ID here. So if you want to purchase on behalf of your colleague, you can go ahead and change. Okay. And company code you give,
Knowledge.
deliver to you give.
Classes.
Sorry. Hello.
Sorry, also. Nothing. Just go.
Yeah. And need by date is the when it is based on the when you are exactly need this material. So the need by date you can define. Okay. You can see here approval process. If approval process is determined once you fill the purchase requisition completely, okay. Once you fill this
Mhm.
completely, so it will show you the approval flow based on the data which you have entered. It will show you these details here. So you can also review the approval flow to whom it is going to trigger before submitting the purchase requisition. Okay. This is having issues here.
Abhishek sir, one thing there I want to say. Hello.
Yeah, yeah, please tell me. Yeah, you come on.
So can I study like that as a follow the our syllabus like that one to one it will be cover it will be better for me. Suppose you're counting downstream and purchase execution like that I can't understand what is going here. So it will better for me if I'll cover syllabus one to one. It will be better for me. I think we'll follow the syllabus like that. which is provided by Ambika team.
See, always we used to proceed like this way only because this is the initial topic so that it will be easily understand the buying. And since you are not aware about procurement cycles, you just make a habit of having this. See, when we need a purchase requisition, so what other data we need. See, buying and invoicing is very easy to understand. So supply, see, we'll never follow that index. The first topic is this, we have to cover this. So in real time business scenarios, that will not happen. You are getting me, right? You just need to follow me. So you just raise your point whenever you have doubt. You just stop me and ask me. Um, I can clarify you anyway. If I go to the syllabus, right? So still you will not be able to understand. It will be again mess up, right? Sometimes I will go into SLP. Sometimes I'll complete those things completely, and then I'll come to contract, and then I'll come to catalog, and then I'll come to this thing. That doesn't work that way actually. Okay. You just raise your point whenever you need a clarification, so I can clarify you. Getting me?
Yes, yes. Okay.
Tell me what is blocking you in this today's session. So just tell me, I'll just clarify you.
So first of all, I want to understand what are the if you are going to downstream part or starting is where and or what are you doing here like that? I want to know.
Yesterday I explained you procure to process, right? Procure to pay process.
Right, right,
So from that process, what we are doing, we are starting from a purchase requisition, correct?
right,
And then purchase order, and then the goods receipt, and then invoicing. This is your clear?
right. Clear.
Okay, that's what we are doing. So in order to do purchase requisition, so who will do purchase requisition? End user will do purchase requisition. So for that end user, what he needs his user profile, and he needs his account in his Ariba system. Then he will log into Ariba system, and then he will create a purchase requisition. So in order to
Okay,
create a purchase requisition, what and all required? Company code you know already. All these details, purchasing unit you know on behalf of requester, delivered to. All these details are standard fields only. So it doesn't need any extra effort to be aware about it, right? So
okay,
anything else? So how he can create a purchase requisition? He can create with a catalog item or non-catalog item. So I can either create a purchase requisition based on catalog item or non-catalog item. That's it. So how workflow will
yeah,
process? See, this workflow will display based on the workflow configuration. That will be next process. I cannot explain you the workflow process right now, and I will go to the purchase requisition, right? I'll create this purchase requisition. So you will come to know so what and all comes inside the creation of purchase requisition. The workflow will comes into picture, commodity code will comes into picture. Those things once you are able to create a purchase requisition completely, then I'll go and explain you. So if I explain this
okay,
initially, then you will get again more confused. So for what we are doing here, we are not creating any transactional data. Simply we are going through some mappings and all. So commodity management, we are creating some workflow where we are having so many rules. What does it mean? So where it will be used. First you want to know where it will be used. Then you can come to know how it will be used, how it will be built.
okay,
Getting my point? I don't know. Whenever I took so many training sessions, so I used to start with BNI. So they used to adopt. First, I'll complete the BNI process because BNI is vastly used, and it is most widely used tool than our SLP contract management or other sourcing tools. It will be most widely used, and it is little vast actually. And independently, we can easily understand this concept. Then you can go do other upstream modules. It will be very easily understand. So yeah, we created a purchase requisition. We use suppliers in downstream. So where there we are going to use suppliers. That's why we need supplier registration, supplier qualification. Okay, supplier invitation in upstream. That's why you are doing here. When you go to that particular module, you'll easily understand. Yeah, this is where we are going to use it.
okay, okay. Not understand. Oh, one thing. And the start of the class, you can mention it anywhere in the words. Yeah, you'll tell me. I'll mention whatever class we are starting is here, because at the end of the class we are going through the syllabus what are the provided by the Ambikeya team, that here I'll get whatever we have covered, right? I can be note anything in my note also,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. That is there. That is, you can note. It is very transparent.
because
You
to
know.
still now, because we are everything was going with the verbally right now. Okay, I'm not providing in the training PDF classes like that where I can go through it the same in the after class. So you can check here, they are provided like that syllabus to me. You want to check, go it directly downstream, you're downstream buying and procurement, right? But I want to follow like that. Suppose Ariba procurement solution features you are already provided me. Request, PO non-based, full stack, end-to-end procurement, PR, PO approval to invoice. Is but how we're following like that? Yeah, otherwise I'm not following like syllabus. Will be note like saying ki whatever you are providing like in his class, so I'll maintain in Excel or Word file also.
Okay. See, this is buying and procurement. We are going first now. Okay. So we discussed about Ariba procurement solution features. What are the features are available? We explained it, right?
Okay, okay. Here I can take it. Suppose we have already covered. Yeah, you can say whatever already we have covered.
Ariba procurement solution features we covered.
Okay, already this one. Sorry. Okay. Ariba procurement solution feature. Okay, okay,
Okay. See, now we are going to all these three other processes like request to receive means requisition to receive flow will go.
okay, okay.
Non-PO based invoices will transaction will create end-to-end procurement process means PR approval flow, PO, GR invoice payment. Those things will do.
Will
Ariba
be
procurement
like
creating and
transactional
managing
level.
transactional level. So the rest is transactional level for downstream.
Okay,
Then we'll go to
okay,
Ariba guided buying. Then we'll go to reporting. Then we'll check just some integration points down. Okay, then core administration will cover. Scroll down. Okay, then
okay.
come down. The way I will list. What is this? These groups will anyway task groups. They're about site manager. This is okay. Then Ariba supplier network will discuss. Come down.
Okay.
Okay.
This one is covered, yeah, completely.
Now
But
scroll up.
yes,
Pull up.
the starting is here, Ariba introduction,
Come
about
down.
Ariba and Ariba history, Ariba cloud system
See.
architecture.
Yeah, this architecture is also explained here. So
Okay.
if I go line 2, line 3, line 4, so it will be nowhere related. See,
No, no.
since I am explaining you in terms of when it comes to the real time instance, real time scenario, right? That's how it works. So architecture I explained you.
So I already I explained, you explained the same. I got your point, sir. One thing I am getting gap is here because we are not following like that any PDF classes you have, and you are going through this one, this one, this one, this one. It is the guided buying like that. It is a downstream, is a peering creating. It is a follow. After classes, I can follow like that. I can study. I can read that, but I don't have any documents right now with me, so that I'm asking. Otherwise, I don't have any issue where you are starting classes. Yeah, downstream, upstream, anywhere you can start. Don't have any issue. Or one thing is here, after downstream, we are doing like that is the transactional flow. We'll create a raise
mm,
PR and PO
mm,
based invoice, full end-to-end process. We'll create PR approval flow, PO, and goods received from vendor, and GR entry and invoice and payment. Payment can be do here. Still payment you can process and will be check how it is workflow is going, right?
yeah.
But these process background templates, yeah, configurations, when will start after the classes? I want to know
S-
like that.
See, once we run through the transaction, then we'll come to the
Okay,
configuration.
right. Not
So
an
without explaining the flow,
huh,
so
huh.
if I directly come to configuration, how will understand how where it is where we are going to
So
use this
so
one, right?
so that's why I asking.
See,
I
there are
don't have any.
layers, Bajapani, layers. First, you understand the
Yes, sir.
tool from the perspective of end user. Okay. So this is the functional scope of purchase requisition Ariba. It is almost similar, but in see when you created in SAP S4 HANA, right? You created a purchase requisition S4 HANA, correct? So
Hmm.
you create purchase requisition separately, and then once it is approved, you take the same reference of purchase requisition, and then you'll create a purchase order, correct?
Hmm.
Seems you also created a purchase order in S4 HANA, right?
Right.
Okay, these two things are too separate. So either first you will create a purchase requisition. Once it is approved, you can take a reference. You will just generate a purchase order, or else automatically system will generate a purchase order. Correct?
Abhishek sir, yeah,
Yeah,
Adit is telling it will take time for resolve the issue.
yeah, yeah. It's okay, fine. Give me 1 minute. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry for the.
Yeah, no, no.
Yeah. Okay. Purchase requisition you create first, and then it once it is approved, then you'll create a purchase order, either manually or automatically. It will create in SAP MM. Correct.
Okay.
But in SAP Ariba, it works little different. Okay. You create a purchase requisition either by catalog item or non-catalog item. Once you create, you will submit it for approval. Once it is
Okay.
submitted for approval, it will go to, yeah, just Aditi is calling me, just a minute. Huh?
Yeah.
Hello. Yeah, Aditi. No, actually, I tried only one. Just I logged in and I tried to share my screen. Right, I was trying to share my screen by logging in, so it was showing me. I don't know, but yeah, it's okay. Just check with him. Just try to unlock the account. Okay, so that will work. No worries. I'll be going through PPT to Bajapani. Okay, it's okay. At least in the next class, if it is ready, so you can just show a demo to him. Hello.
Hmm.
Yes, yeah. See, here it works a little different. I'll just show you how it works in Ariba. So just to give you an overview, so we'll create a purchase order once it is submitted. Once all the approvers are approved, then the status will become, see, purchase requisition will be, once you submitted, the status will be submitted. During creation, if you save it, it will be composing, then submit it. Once all the approvers are approved, it will become approved. As soon as it become approved, okay, it will try to
Hmm.
generate a purchase order. So during generation of purchase order, the status will be ordering. Once it is generated a purchase order, it will become ordered. This is a status, how it goes. The purchase, this is purchase requisition status I'm talking about. Once it is ordered, once the purchase requisition status is ordered, it will generate a purchase order, and this purchase order will be available inside the purchase requisition. You
Okay.
got me? Means
Okay.
these two are intersync. See, purchase order will be in sync with purchase requisition. It will be available inside the purchase requisition. You no need
Okay.
to do any manual action in order to create a purchase order. It will be automatically generated as soon as the purchase requisition is completely approved.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay. But here one thing, purchase execution will be created in Ariba. Okay.
Hmm.
And after approval, it will come to a purchase order directly. Suppose approval author, you are creating a purchase execution at the amount of 1 lakh, right? In the
Hmm.
1 lakh amount, you have mm, uh, maintained what approval flow for three levels. Okay.
Hmm.
After three level approval, if you approvals, automated it will be created purchase order, supplier purchase
Hmm.
order.
Hmm.
Here question is that suppose you are creating the post purchase execution before purchase execution will in which location will finally the rate and everything. It will be catalog item. It's better. I understand. It will be catalog item like Amazon, like Flipkarts. Will go through. Will go and select the item and create the purchase execution. Okay. In non-catalog item, suppose I want to purchase something, laptops. Five
Hmm.
laptops I want to purchase.
Hmm.
How will create a purchase execution indirectly without any negotiation, without any discussion, without any confirmation? How?
See, it will always a catalog item. It will always be a catalog item. So, for example, if you want to buy a laptop, so how do you go randomly and buy a laptop? If you are
Yeah,
already have
that's
a deal, yeah, if you are already having a deal with the supplier, so it's a regular supplier, and every day if you're trying to buy the laptop, then it is okay. But in 99% it is not business favor activity that you are going to buy a laptop every day. I mean, like without negotiating without a catalog item.
hmm, hmm, hmm,
Okay, see, for example, there are two things. One is office supplies, for example, tissues, pen, paper. So these things are very less price materials,
hmm,
and also every day, every day. I mean, most frequently you will be going to buy these things.
hmm.
Okay, in such cases, what you will do, you will not. Most of the cases, you will not create a catalog item.
Right.
You will be happy to create a non-catalog item, and you will be happy to get it in your premises. But for catalog items, so you will be having a negotiation call or negotiation things with a supplier. Once it is done, then you will be having a catalog. You will be going to create a catalog. So again, catalog, internal catalog, and punch out catalog. Punch out catalog is being maintained by the supplier, and internal catalog is the one you are going to create in your system directly as a buyer. Okay.
Right.
And
It will be
also,
it will be integration with sourcing model,
which one will be integrated with sourcing module?
guided buying. Suppose you want to create any purchase non-catalog items,
Hmm.
it will be included with sourcing module for
No,
bidding and
not all,
negotiation.
not always, not always. It can
Okay.
be, but not always. Since you worked
Suppose
on
suppose.
since you worked on sourcing, right? So you try to map everything with the sourcing. That's good. Okay, that is okay, good. But most of the time, so people will not integrate. I mean, like use sourcing module itself. They'll not use sourcing
Okay.
module even. So, I worked a project where they never use a sourcing module directly. Like again, there are some replacements for sourcing module in BNI. There is a concept called tactical sourcing in
Mm-hmm.
BNI. In BNI, without
Mm-hmm.
sourcing module, it will run. Because, for example, if you have more scope for sourcing, then you buy the subscription for sourcing, and then you can use the sourcing. If you have less scope, so why do you spend money for sourcing module? Again, it is a costly thing, right? Costly module, right?
Okay.
Okay, but since we
Okay.
have already a tactical sourcing, so if you have less scope, so you can make use of that, then you will not go with the sourcing module, right? Yeah,
Right.
as you said, for example, if I have some non-catalog material, I don't have any catalog in my system, but since it is going to have a big, huge deal in terms of commerce, like in terms of money, then what I will do, I'll create a sourcing project, okay, and then I'll add my all my requirement details. Then I'll go for a bidding by inviting some multiple suppliers, and whoever
Mm-hmm.
is going to provide a less price, best price, I'm going to select him, and I will be creating a purchase requisition or contract.
Hmm.
Okay, since it is involved a huge money, I will be going with a bidding process if I want to go.
Okay. Suppose we should say suppose anyone want not to be implemented sourcing module, it will
Hmm.
take in the guided buying. Okay. In the situation, it will finalize the rate in the mail and in conversation only. Director will come to a system, Ariba system for the purchase execution, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
With the any non-catalog items for the non-catalog items, right?
Correct. Correct.
They'll
Correct.
discussion verbally and will finalize the rate. Everything will be document on the mail. Thereafter will be create the requisition.
Correct. Correct.
Like
See.
one thing is here.
Hmm. Yeah. Tell me.
Suppose users, a business have multiple users and multiple requirement will provide by user only, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
How user can be create a requisition? User will discuss with which one? Suppose in any business you have multiple departments. Suppose HR department want, yeah, admin department want to purchase something item. Okay,
Hmm.
admin can be discussed with vendor directly for the final is the rate.
It is depending on the business process, but yes, there is a dedicated buyer procurement desk team, buying team. See,
Right.
in an organization, so for it is not allowed everyone can come and create a requisition. They can request to someone who is having authorization, who is responsible for creating a requisition. They will not raise themselves. But in some organization, they will allow them to create a purchase requisition, but eventually it will go to a buying procurement desk where they can come and review the purchase requisition details, whether the price is correct, whether the material is correct, whether the quantity is correct, whether he has raised a genuine requisition or not. They'll come and review it.
Okay. Okay. You want to
You got.
say कि, suppose uh, some business don't have don't provide any access to user for the create the purchase requisition. They will mail to sourcing department or the buying department. They will review the material and will discuss with the vendor for the final price and negotiation. After negotiation, this person, buying person, will be create the purchase requisition, will provide the PO, and every process will be come from Ariba, right? You want to say?
Yes.
Okay. Not only. Okay.
Yeah. And also, it doesn't mean if they are raising a non-catalog item, so they will be always having a doubt in having, I mean, putting the material price there, right? So if it is repeatedly purchasing, so
Hmm.
if they're repeatedly purchasing, right? So they will be they know the price and they'll do it. But price will be changed once in a while, like for example, every year or every twice in a year or every 2 years, the price will get changed, right? So at that time, so they will come to know, and again they will inform their peers inside the team who is going to raise the purchase requisition, and they will get update in terms of pricing.
Okay.
That is again a very business oriented thing. Okay, but if you have a catalog item, right? For example, there are two things. Let me show you. Requisitions are created or composed from either catalog item, punch out item,
Mm.
non-catalog item, and contract line item. Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Catalog item means you will be creating a catalog. You will be having a negotiation calls with supplier.
Mm.
Okay, you will just negotiate with your supplier and you will be going to fix the price, and then you will create a catalog, internal catalog, and you will load it into your system, and whenever you want to raise a purchase requisition, you will just make use of that catalog and you will raise it. Correct.
Okay.
This is internal catalog. And what about punch out catalog? Punch out catalog also they can create a requisition from punch out catalog also. Punch out catalog means these catalogs are hosted in Ariba network from the supplier, and you will be able to see those catalogs. If you want to purchase any item from the punch out catalog, you can just click on it.
Okay.
Okay, you can, as soon as you click on it, it will be directed to the buyer uh, network. I mean buyer website. From there, you can add your item to into your purchase requisition. So why we use C? Catalog item is one, it is being handled from buyer side, and punch out item is the one which is being handled by the supplier. Correct. Why supplier want to handle catalogs in catalogs? Why not only buyers? Hmm? Anyway, catalog item is okay, fine. Buyer is going to handle. What about punch out item? Punch out catalogs are why it is being handled by the supplier. Why we are giving access to them? Why we are giving authorization to create a catalog and update uh, from the supplier side?
Yeah, I think it will work as per e-commercial portals like that. You'll go there and directly you can see the market price and will check the material and add to the item, the bags. Thereafter you can do the purchase. It
No,
will
I
be
mean,
like that.
why supplier does explicitly? Why supplier does it?
Sorry, I don't have idea about
Because
this.
yeah, because for example, there are thousands of catalog items. For example, say there is a catalog item, it has 100 line items. Hmm?
Hmm.
And also some items price will keep on increasing or decreasing every month or every year, right? So in such case, you will not take that headache as a buyer. You will just let supplier to update whenever there is a price change. Let supplier to update the catalog. Let supplier to keep the catalog item up to date. Okay, so they will take that headache to update these things in their portal. Okay, that is the reason. So most of the time, so buyer will not. For example, buyer will be handling with thousands of suppliers, such suppliers, right? So they cannot
Hmm.
come and every day they cannot update. Yeah, which price is saying okay, this catalog price is changed now today, so I have to update this. So every day they cannot do, right. They cannot handle multiple suppliers catalog. That is why
Hmm.
it is in such case it is better to let them do the catalog update and keep the catalog item up to date, because for if they're not going to update, so for them only it is a loss, right? For example, so last month I have as a supplier, for example, say I am a supplier and I uploaded a catalog last month, but this month again price is changed. This month first date date one price is changed. So if I'm not going to updating the price, so it is going there will be a loss for me only as a supplier, right? That's why I
Hmm.
keep my catalogs up to date so that I will not
Hmm.
bear any losses.
Yeah, your business will provide license to suppliers only for the.
License, no, they no need an extra license since they are already subscribed in Ariba network, right? So they can do this from their side.
Okay.
Okay. And non-catalog item anyway, no, you can create a purchase requisition with non-catalog item also, and also you can create a requisition with contract line item. For example, if you have created a contract and you can create a purchase requisition against it so that you can proceed with the procurement activities, right? Then you can receive and you can invoice it. So these are the ways requisitions can be composed from these four things. Okay. And it will be asked in many interviews, so you can note it down. And anyway, later I'm going to share because I have to fine tune this PDF and I'll share because it will take time for me to share. So you can also
Mm-hmm.
note down if you want.
Okay.
And I told you defaults such as, so how basically how requisition will be composed from these four things. We can compose a line item, and defaults, it will take some defaults such as accounting, ship to address, and approval steps may be defaulted based on the preparers or on behalf of user profile and requisition details. Means preparer means sometimes if I'm preparing a purchase requisition, I may put your requisition ID. That means I have created a purchase requisition on behalf of Bajrapani.
Okay.
Okay. If I'm creating
Okay.
myself, so I will not change that on behalf of user's ID.
Okay.
And if you are adding non-catalog, if you are creating a purchase requisition with non-catalog item, okay, that may require additional input from the requester and fulfill spot by team in approval. So if I'm creating a non-catalog item, so most of the fields will not be get defaulted, right? For example, what is the item and its price, quantity will not be defaulted because I'm using non-catalog item. Those things you
Mm-hmm.
have to fill. Once all approval
Okay.
steps are completed, for example, I created a purchase requisition, I submitted it, it will go for approval process. For example, I am a requester, I created a
Mm-hmm.
purchase requisition and I submitted it. Then since, for example, if you are my supervisor, it will go to you, for example, depending on the configuration again. And also
Okay.
Aditi, for example, if it is triggered to you and Aditi, once you both are approved, first you approve, then
Mm-hmm.
Aditi, once you both are approved, then delay
Mm-hmm.
purchase order date has been met. It is optional actually. This you can configure
Mm-hmm.
that, okay, PO will be created and communicated to supplier. For
The
example,
directly automated mail trigger will trigger to supplier purchase order PDF.
exactly. Not in the
Okay.
not PDF. So in Ariba network, they'll receive the purchase order itself. They can go and see
Okay.
the
They
purchase
will be
order.
notified by the system.
Yes,
Your purchase execution was already created in the system.
correct. They'll
Thereafter,
get
they can provide the supply the materials and services. In
yeah, yeah. In Ariba network, they'll receive the
it,
purchase order.
one thing, Abhishek sir, ये guided buying it only for the only for the materials. Yeah, it will be supply well services also. It will be goods only. Yeah, it will be al- also useful the services.
See, it is not. Don't say it's a guided buying. It's a BNI, buying and invoicing. We can say. So
I
guided
got
buying,
it.
yeah, guided buying is little different. Guided buying is you can create a requisition, you can raise, you can approve, you can edit requisitions there. It is just a guided version of BNI. Little UI is different. User interface is little different. So that is guided buying. So in guided buying, we cannot take we cannot perform all the activities such as contract creations, sourcing event creations, and sourcing event publish, sourcing event award. Those things you cannot do in guided buying, but it is a guided version of the same BNI where you can create purchase requisition, approve and edit.
Okay. One thing
Okay, don't get confused. Anyway, I will show you in the system once we get access. Okay.
it will be useful services only. Yeah, it will be,
No, no, no.
this
Yeah.
is
See, guided buying, it is useful for service also. You can raise a service requisition also, material requisition, goods requisition also. Okay.
okay. But in today class, catalog punch out items and non-catalog item, it will be everything it is for the only goods. It will also working for the services only.
See, non-catalog item you can do it for services, right?
Okay.
So if you're creating a non-catalog item, you can create anything. You can create it for goods or services, both you can do, right?
Okay. Okay.
Hmm? It will be for
Okay.
services as well as well.
Okay.
And also contract. We can create a contract for services as well, not only for goods.
Hmm. Okay.
Correct. Only thing is we will not have usually we will not have a catalog item for services. Correct.
Right.
Do we have services catalog? No, right? So apart
No.
from this catalog thing, so we can use services for non-catalog item and contract line item also we can use services. So
Okay.
in guided buying, you can raise both the things, services and goods.
Okay.
Hmm? Clear?
Perfect. Clear. Clear.
And next, once it is approved, it will generate a purchase order and it will be communicated to supplier. Okay. And also if you are using any backend ERP system, it will be uh, replicated. The purchase order will be created in backend system as well. At the same time, when it is going to send a purchase order to supplier. Hmm? And
Hmm.
then once it is generated a purchase order, then if you want to change anything, any change to a PO will result in an updated version of the requisition that may require reapproval. So
Okay.
you got anything from this line?
Yes, yes. After PO creation, suppose you want to change the PO.
Hmm.
It can be want to change the GST number. It can be changed the bill to ship to address. If
Hmm.
you want to change the quantity, it will be reapproval.
Correct. The approval is okay. Even if it is not generated a purchase order, still it is in submitted status. If you want to do or someone approved, for example, if I submitted a purchase requisition, it is approved by you and not at Aditi. No. If Aditi is not yet approved, then if I am going as a requester, if I go and change it again, it will go for reapproval. Again, it will ask for your approval and then go to Aditi.
Hmm.
Okay. Only the difference is if it is created a purchase order, then if I go and edit the purchase requisition, only thing is it will create the new version of the purchase requisition. Since it was already created a purchase order,
Hmm.
if I go and if I go and change it, so it will create a new version. Only version 1 will update there. Like same purchase requisition will stay as is. Only hyphen v1,
Okay.
hyphen v2, v3 like this. The versions will
Okay.
keep on changing as, at the number of times you go and change it. If
It's
it is
okay.
not
It's okay.
generated a purchase order, yeah, if it is not generated a purchase order, it will not change the version. It will just update the requisition. It will get it submitted.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. This one anyway in system you can observe these things.
Okay. But requisition will be create will move to a version one, version two, or version three, right?
Correct, correct,
But
correct,
which
correct.
PO already created,
Hmm.
because one thing is here. Suppose PO is created, also PO will be modified. Here PO will automated blocked.
Definitely,
PO will be,
definitely.
PO
PO
will,
should be
PO will be
PO.
blocked.
Yeah, that at that particular time when you're going to change it, this PO
Hmm.
cannot be used. It will be an edited status.
Okay.
Even if someone goes and ideally those purchase orders will not be edited by the anyone else apart from you, and it will be blocked. It will be in edit mode.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
and it will get update as soon as you submitted the new version, but it will go for approval process. Once approved, it will
Okay.
get updated in the purchase order as well. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, those things I'll show you in the system. This is the flow actually how requisition flow
Can you
works.
zoom, please? Please zoom it. Bus, right. Perfect.
It's okay.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah. Can you explain me if possible, or else like I'll explain you. You just go through it so that you'll get an idea. Otherwise, I'll just correct you wherever it is. Yeah, can I go?
Yes, yes, I'm going.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Suppose start from the purchase requisition create. Okay. It will be composing. That it will be submitted for approval. Okay. Suppose you want to withdraw, you can withdraw. It will come to the composing stage. Okay.
Yeah.
Suppose approver will not approve, will deny it. It will same come to the for editing stage of the composing. Okay. The purchasing requisition stage. Okay. Suppose here approver will approve it.
Yeah, let me
May
correct you there. Yeah, you are going fine. You're going fine. Let me correct you there. So if approver
okay.
approved, if approver denies it, it will be in denied status. So this
Okay.
it will stay in denied status only, but still requester can withdraw it. Once he withdraws it, it will become composing status. You can observe this
Okay.
line. Okay, you got
Okay.
this point.
Yes, yes.
If he denied, it will be in denied status. If any approver denies it, it will be in denied status. It will stuck in denied. It will stay in denied status only until unless requester comes and withdraws it. Once he comes and withdraws it, it will become composing status. Yeah. Now go ahead.
Here, okay. Here, upper up, after approved fully, suppose it will be maybe series approved a custom approved. Suppose 2 to 3 level approved is there. All approval after approval of the all approval, it will be create the ordering process. Yeah, order will be done here,
Hmm.
right? Purchase
Hmm.
order will be created, and same purchase order will notify to supplier for the supply the material or services. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. In this situation, suppose you want to change the purchase order, it will come to again the version will be create version in the composing stage. So if you want to change in purchase equation, right?
Yeah. See. Yeah, that is fine. That is okay. Did you see any did you observe anything in ordering status here? Why it is ordering status uh, order failed in Ariba network? For example, if it is not successfully sent to the supplier in Ariba network, it will stuck in
Okay.
ordering status. So the reason might be so it can be anything. If it is failed to
Okay.
send to Ariba network, it will stuck in ordering status. Okay.
Okay.
Then you'll come to know, yeah, this purchase requisition is stuck in ordering status. This might be having some issues. So you can come and check what is the issue, and then you can correct it. You can rectify the issue. Then the status will be become ordered status. If there is no issue,
No,
it will.
one thing is here. Suppose in ordering status, any technical issue or any documentary issue, suppose any field is by mistakenly putted by the requester. Okay.
Hmm,
It will trigger any control you don't put any control in the execution. That's why you put any wrong information is there. Okay. After approval, 2 to 3 level approval was completed. In ordering process, purchase order not doing the created the purchase order. In the process, it's showing as a ordering. Okay.
hmm,
It's not sending to Ariba network system for the purchase order. That's why you come to fair composing stage, and here you correct the error,
then
and
yeah, see,
again it will be direct come to the again it will be direct the order purchase order. Yeah, it will come to again will be approval process only.
now see, in case of data issues, as you said, say right, if it is having data issues, you said like some wrong inputs, right?
Yeah.
If there is some data issues, it will directly go to composing status. That is fine. But here, that will show here we have so many validations, right? When creating a purchase requisition.
Mm-hmm.
So there only it will throw an error message if there is some data issues. It will not come here.
Mm.
It will not wait until it comes here.
Okay.
Okay. Even if, for example, say if there is some data issue, for example, I am integrated my SAP Ariba with SAP MM, but in SAP MM we have some data issues. But in Ariba it is everything is fine. I created a purchase requisition. It is approved and it is now sending purchase order to. Now it is replicating purchase order in SAP ERP and also sending purchase order to supplier. But since we have some data issue in SAP ERP, so it is not system is not able to create the purchase order successfully in ERP system, means SAP S/4HANA system. In such case, what it will do, it will throw that validation error message.
Your voice is not coming, Abhishek.
Hello,
Yes, yes. Audible. Right, not audible.
yeah, yeah. Where I am, where I was,
Hmm.
yeah. For example, if we have some data validation errors in SAP S4HANA or SAP MM, so you can reach out to them. So this is the requisition I created, and it is being stuck in ordering status due to so and so validation error it is showing. So once you tell them, so they will correct that validation error message. Okay,
Hmm.
then you can
Hmm.
again from the integration you have to repush that particular document. Then it will become ordered
Okay.
status. And it will become ordered status. This is one thing.
It will not. It will not come to the approval flow.
No, no, no. It is stuck due to technical errors in SAP ERP, right?
Okay.
This is not a data issue in my system. If it is data issue in my system, then and there itself it will throw an error message on the face. It will not go and wait till it is ordering. It will go to ordering status.
Okay.
Okay. And one more thing, this is if you have any issues, validation errors in case of SAP MM, SAP S/4HANA. For example, if you have some issues with your Ariba network supplier details, for example, supplier might have entered wrong email ID.
Hmm. Hmm.
In such case
Okay.
also, so it will not be able to send the purchase order successfully to Ariba network. It will stuck.
Okay. It will
It
be
will again
created in our system. It will be
it
created in our system.
see it is no, no, no. It will also not create in my system. Once it goes and sends the supplier purchase order successfully in Ariba system, I mean supplier network. Once we receive the response back from Ariba network or ERP system back to Ariba system, once we successfully receive the response, then only it will show the purchase order in my system.
Okay.
If it during ordering status, it will not the order will not be generated in my system. Order will not show in your system, Ariba system. Once it is ordered, then only it will show. Because I need confirmation right from SAP ERP system as well as Ariba network system whether it is successfully created and reached them. If it is reached, then only it will make sense to create a purchase order in my system, right? For example, without reaching, without sending purchase order successfully TEM, without replicating the purchase order in SAP ERP backend system. So if I'm just creating my purchase order in my system, so how it makes sense? Correct.
Okay.
So purchase order number will be generated and it will be shown to you only when you receive the successful response from SAP ERP if it is integrated. If not, if Ariba network, only it receives the successful response from these two systems, the purchase order will be generated in your system. Until unless it will not, it will be stuck in ordering status and purchase order field will be still blank in Ariba under purchase
Okay.
requisition. You got. Okay.
Okay.
Anyway, when you do hands-on, it will be more clear for you. I mean, if it is
Yeah, yeah,
confusing,
sure.
yeah. But it is, but
Yes, sure.
you are getting fair idea, right? So how it works.
Yes, yes.
See, here they clearly mentioned. For example, assume you are not integrated in your system to SAP S/4HANA. Just assume we don't have any integration. We just need dealing with supplier and Ariba. See, fully approved. It is ordering status. Order received by the supplier. Here, okay. If it is not received, if it is due to some errors, if it is failed in Ariba network, it will stuck in ordering status. It will not move to ordered status. It will back to ordered failed in Ariba network composing status.
Okay.
Either it will, there are two, three cases I have observed. Either it will stuck in ordering status or it will be moved to composing status.
Okay.
Okay. This is what you have to understand clearly. This is the point where the requisition flow is little confusing. Apart from this, it is straightforward. Hmm?
Hmm.
And once it is ordered, for example, if it is stuck in ordering status due to some email address in supplier and or else due to some connection, for example, they say there are some connection errors, connection issues in Ariba network, and it will stuck in ordering status. Once the connection is back, then you have to just reprocess this purchase order from the network. It will be successfully proceed. It will successfully go
Okay.
to the status. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
And once it is ordered, then receiving comes into picture. You have to post goods receipt, right? You have to receive these things in your premises. Either
Okay.
you can receive fully or else you can receive partially. For example, I have created a purchase requisition for 10 quantity and say same thing is followed in purchase order. Purchase order is also created for 10 quantities. Then if you want, if you are
Hmm.
receiving only 5 quantity, if you received only 5 quantity, if you have
Mm-hmm.
posted a receipt for only 5 quantity, since it is a partial receiving, right? So the status of the
Yes.
purchase requisition will be receiving because still we
Okay.
have 5 quantity open to receive. If you
Okay.
receive fully, if you receive fully,
Hmm.
for example, if it is, if purchase order is having 10 quantity and you and also if you are receiving 10 quantity, then this status will become received.
Okay.
And
Okay.
at this, okay, and at this
Here,
stage,
here,
hmm,
here. One thing. Suppose you are receiving goods on the uh, by vehicle. Okay. Here's provide to you to your business by vehicle. Where suppose we purchase some items, so it will be goods. Okay. It will provide invoices on the system. Supplier will attach invoice in the system. How much quantity they have provide to me. It will be
see,
online. Yeah, it can be offline also.
hmm, that is again up to business process. But for example, if you are the requester, so you will receive goods into your premises physically, right?
Hmm.
Once you receive them physically, you will count them how much you received.
Hmm.
Okay. Then you will post a goods receipt in
Okay.
the system, right?
Right.
This is one process. Always without checking physically, how you will
Hmm.
receive I mean, how you will post a goods
I
receipt.
got. I got. Good.
One thing.
Good receipt will not validate. Okay.
Correct. And one thing. And
Okay.
also one more thing. They can also send before this receiving. Once they receive the purchase order, they can send the order confirmation.
Okay.
In order confirmation also you will get to know the how much quantity they are going to send or how much quantity they are able to
Okay.
send and all. But that is
Okay.
not usually being handled because the normal process is as soon as you send the purchase order, they will be sending you
Materials.
materials. So based on the
Okay.
materials that you receive in your premises, you are going to
Hmm.
post the goods receipt.
One thing. Suppose here we are going to fully or online process, right? I have received material physically. Okay.
Hmm.
And suppose I come to also they provide me a copy, hard copy of invoice on the with the material and
Not
with
invoice.
you can
It
hard
will
copy
not
of
be called.
invoice.
It will not call as invoice at, it is just receiving status. We are not reached invoicing status stage yet.
Okay.
Wherein is receiving status, not at invoicing stage. Yeah, as you said, invoicing again, yeah. There are two concepts. I'll go anyway. Invoicing is a huge topic here, so it will be confusing for you now to disturb with the invoicing topic. Yeah, you can park this question
No, no,
aside. We'll
no.
cover this.
Uh,
Okay.
so I want to know one thing. Suppose anyone sending me materials, okay, they will provide with a delivery challan, right? Otherwise, invoice copy with the e-challan something.
Hmm.
Any material want to move anywhere. It can be from import and export. It can be domestic also.
Hmm.
Suppose any supplier providing me any materials, they will provide with the invoice copy. Yeah, delivery challan. What
Hmm.
whatever they want to deliver to me, whatever they send to me.
Hmm.
This one. Question is question of mine is suppose after receiving at the time of the provided supplier couriered me something, okay, at the time they provide invoice copy in the PDF copies here in my system. It will show me in Ariba platform
Hmm.
same as it is.
Hmm. Correct.
Yeah,
Correct.
it
Yeah.
will.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Yeah. You mean whenever they'll send some goods or services, I mean goods, they will send
Hmm.
invoice copy also along with it. Correct.
Yes.
Yes. Correct. What happened in Ariba? Since it is
Hmm.
completely online, right? It is completely online also you can do, and also sometimes offline. For example, if they're sending you some 5 quantity goods, and also they will send you uh, invoice copy. Now what requester does, requester will check the quantity how much he received, and he will do all quality check. If it is fine, he will post the goods receipt for 5 quantity, and then with the reference, by taking that reference of invoice copy, he will create a invoice in Ariba.
Okay.
Okay, in BNI. Instead of, this is one way, this is offline process, they'll call it as offline process of creating invoices. But instead of sending this, they can also send this challan, and also they can post invoice directly from Ariba network against this
Hmm.
purchase order. Okay,
Hmm.
against this purchase order, against this purchase order, directly they can, once you create a goods receipt, they can create a purchase, I mean like invoice from the Ariba network directly. And once they submit that invoice, it will come to you in BNI. So in
Okay.
BNI also, if you have configured some any workflow or any validation check or anything, any accounting details if you want to edit, because accounting details are pertaining to your organization as a buying organization. So
Okay.
supplier nothing to do with the accounting details. Correct. Now we will do some accounting details, editing of accounting details and all in the invoice. Once it is approved, then it will go for a payment to the supplier.
Okay.
There are two ways to create a invoice in Ariba. One is supplier can submit from Ariba network. The other one is you
Hmm.
can create manually in your system on behalf of supplier with a reference to that copy which they have sent, invoice copy what they have sent.
Okay. Hmm,
Yeah.
first of all, just a question is that question is mostly my question is that every material suppose anyone want to send me, it will be as the tax invoice in domestic. Okay.
Mm.
Suppose I am an Indian supplier, I'll be create. I am also doing business. Buyer also doing the business. Okay. It will be tax invoice only is here. Okay. So
Mm.
how can create a supplier can be create the business? Sorry, a buyer can be create business in Ariba system. How? How I will track? Suppose as a supplier, how I'll track? How will take the tax benefit is it will be created by my system only. Suppose I am sending as a supplier. Suppose I am sending any material to anyone. It will be invoice of mine only.
Suppliers only.
Yes, because I am sending materials. I'll take the tax benefit. I'll file the tax only. Basically, every Indian invoice is created as a tax invoice.
What is your
It may
question here?
be
What?
Suppose my question is that you want to say कि yeah, user can be PR user create can be invoices there after the receipt the delivery challan and like that
Yeah,
after
that
goods.
happens. No, see, that happens 90% of the cases. Supplier used to submit the invoice from the Ariba network.
Hmm.
That
Okay.
is the main purpose of having this Ariba tool. Okay. In
Okay.
10% cases, only if supplier is not familiar with raising invoices or if supplier is not okay to take this headache, only rare
Okay.
suppliers, only 5 to 10%, and also if they don't have access, some if they are facing something. In such cases, they will provide a manual invoice. Okay, there they will maintain all these details, tax. So this is a tax, everything they will maintain.
Okay.
Okay, with that reference, we will create it in my system.
Okay. Okay.
With that reference only, I'll create in my system. Okay,
Okay. Not an issue.
and again, some validations happens like whether the tax is determined correctly or not. Tax validation happens, and receiving things validation happens. Three-way matching, for example, if the invoice quantity is same as received quantity and PO quantity, those three-way matching, two-way matching happens. It is all system
Yes.
checks
Yes.
which will happen systematically.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
anything else?
Nothing. Nothing.
Yeah, requisition
Let's
is clear,
suppose.
right? So
Right.
yeah, yeah, tell me.
Suppose I think so when I'll come to the practically, there it can be better clarification.
Yeah. You will bring more clarification, but it's nice that we have some PPTs, so many customizations, but not the previous server which we are
Okay.
using actually. Yeah. This is a server. If I see here, see the look and view itself, it has so many customizations. It's not relevant to us. I mean, like, so when you start initially learning, right? So this is not fair to have these things in the UI.
Okay.
Okay, that's why I'll just talk to Aditi and get it sorted. Okay, no worries. So for time being, so from yesterday's class, so we completed requisitions and its statuses, different statuses, and how it will generate a purchase order, then how you post goods receipt, those things we discussed, right? So you have any doubts in that? From theoretical
Not now.
perspective, hands-on anyway, we'll go to system once and then we'll be getting time to
Okay. Okay.
even do hands-on, right? So no doubts
Yeah.
as of now.
Yes.
Yeah. See purchase order. When purchase requisition is fully approved, Ariba automatically generates the purchase order.
Okay.
Okay, when it's going to generate. This is already clear for you. Okay. And
Okay.
requisition line items can be split into different POs, which will be discussed later in the okay, that is fine. Supplier receive the second point, if you go, did you get any point?
Okay.
Any idea about this point? Requisition line items
Liquidation
can
line
be
items can be
split in.
split into different POs.
Hmm.
Okay.
You got any idea about it?
Suppose
Since you already created purchase requisitions in SAP S/4HANA, right?
this
So,
suppose here Ariba want to say कि in one line item suppose we are creating purchase equation for the 50 quantity. Okay.
hmm,
Here it can be create 5 POs against same line item.
no.
Yeah.
See, requisition line items can be split into different POs. That doesn't mean
Yeah.
single line item we are going to split. Different, for
Yeah,
example,
okay, okay. It's a better. In S4 also, yeah, we can create multiple POs for the multiple line items of the single PR. Not an issue.
requisition is having two, three line items. So, in
Hmm.
which case, you have any idea? So, in what cases exactly we are going to have this scenario?
I'm telling. Suppose I'm creating any purchase equation of the IT accessories. Okay.
Hmm,
Example, I need some laptops. Okay.
hmm,
Here I need keyboard, mouse, and RAM, headaches, everything. In if one PR I am providing the 10 line items. Okay.
mm,
Here, Lenovo want to say, I am OEM partner. Okay. I'll not direct selling to you. Example, I'm a buyer, XYZ company. Lenovo, I want to purchase Lenovo laptops. Okay. In same PR, I'm providing the Lenovo laptops, Lenovo keyboards, and others. Okay. In this situation, Lenovo told me, I'm direct deal with Lenovo. Lenovo told me, I'll not dealing with you directly. I have a partner. Example, ABC partner. They will provide you the laptops only from my end. Okay. In the situation, I'll provide PO to ABC partner and others consumable item like keyboard and mouse will provide PO to other party. Okay. ABC partner told me I can provide you any keyboard and mouse. I don't have with me. I can provide only you laptops. Here coming 2 to 3 vendors is in same PR. I'll invite them and I'll provide
mm, yeah,
to
yeah,
PO
yeah,
to
yeah. The story behind the scenario is if there are different vendors. If
right,
I'm creating a purchase requisition and I'm creating 3 line items and each line item is having different material and different vendors.
right.
So eventually the thing is if it is having a different vendors in the same purchase requisition, we are going to segregate. Ariba system is going to segregate the purchase orders based on the suppliers.
Okay,
Okay.
it's
It
okay.
is
It's okay.
what technically matters, different suppliers. One thing.
Hmm.
And also this is the standard behavior. If there are multiple suppliers in the purchase requisition, so it will just split into based on the
Multiple
suppliers
POs.
purchase by multiple POs. Whenever it is approved by all the approvers,
Hmm.
that's what will
Okay.
happen. And also you have some more control in the Ariba, where you can split your purchase requisition into purchase orders based on the catalog item or non-catalog item. For example, if you have created 2 line items, one is catalog item, other one is non-catalog item. So you can also split based on the catalog, non-catalog. This is again a control. If you want, you can configure. Otherwise, no need. And the third one is based on the ship to locations. Based on the ship to locations means, for example, if supplier is having a multiple ship to locations, okay,
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
such case also, for example, supplier A is having ship to location 1 and ship to location 2, and he is
Hmm.
creating a purchase requisition for first line item ship to location 1 and second location is for ship to location 2. Then also you
Hmm.
can still split the purchase requisition into purchase orders.
Hey, it will be mandate, na. Suppose you are providing ship to location is more than 2 locations. It will be by default. It
Yeah,
will be mandate for
it will
purchase order.
it will be it will be split into purchase orders, two purchase orders.
Okay.
Yeah, catalog and non-catalog you can control, but the supplier thing you cannot control. The standard behavior. Okay.
Okay.
Then supplier receives the purchase order via Ariba network, routed via supplier's preferred ordering method. Preferred, we have to discuss. This is very important topic, and also you'll get so many questions being asked on this particular thing.
Okay.
Preferred ordering method. Okay. What is preferred ordering method? Yeah, you have any idea before?
Nothing. Preferred
Uh,
ordering, I think. Okay. I'm not getting point properly. Please explain it.
yeah, fine. Preferred ordering method is something how you are going to send the purchase order to your supplier. If your supplier is Ariba network enabled or registered supplier, you can send it to online directly electronically. It will just send to online. If he is
Okay.
not registered, then you have to send him manually, right? That is print, you can say. And there are some more preferred ordering methods, fax, all those things are there. We'll discuss in the next screen. If you see, if the supplier is not registered in the Ariba network, orders must be handled manually.
Okay.
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 See, these are the preferred ordering method. One is electronic ordering. Electronic ordering is online. Electronic ordering means supplier will be having an ID. You will be sending them directly. The system will be sending the purchase orders to the Ariba network. Purchase orders to the supplier via Ariba network. That is fine. This you understand?
Yes.
Electronic ordering is online. And second one is email. Order is sent to the Ariba network along with the supplier's email address using the supplier's private ID. The order is sent as an attachment to the email. Means
Okay.
that means supplier is not registered or not available in the Ariba network. That's why we have to deal with the supplier manually. Means we have to take a PDF of the purchase order and we have to attach it in the email and we have to send it.
Okay.
And what about fax? Fax is again order is sent to the Ariba network along with the supplier's fax number. It will be faxed.
Okay.
And print is again orders are not sent via Ariba network. So Ariba it will be not sent to, this is completely a manual process. When you say print, these two are along with sending them to Ariba network. We are also sending email along with sending them to via Ariba network. We are also sending fax. But in print, it is completely manual. Means this is where the supplier is not available in the Ariba network and not registered. In such case, what we will do, orders are not sent via Ariba network because they are not available in the Ariba network itself. Users must be manually process the orders to the supplier. Means they have to send manually
Okay.
to their personal email ID. So you can make a note of these four ordering methods. Specifically, you have to know the first and last are very important. If it is registered, we will be sending online. If it is not registered or not available in the Ariba network, we will be sending manually the print copy.
Okay.
Okay, these two are important. These are the preferred ordering methods available in Ariba. Even though in SAP also same thing,
Right.
right? Via
Hmm.
via I think via EDI they will send an email, or else they'll take a printout and then send. Okay, you note on it if it's, or let me know.
Yeah, I noted it.
Yeah, these things are no. This is parameter settings. Yeah, they can tell what are the four available supplier preferred ordering methods. Can you just repeat it?
Sorry.
What are those four ordering methods, preferred ordering methods? Can you just repeat it?
Preferred ordering method.
Yeah.
Uh, uh, After purchase order, it can be mailed directly. It will come to Ariba network. Okay. And it will be
Mm-hmm.
eh, first will be electronic process. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The order is sent to Ariba network
Mm-hmm.
and supplier Ariba's network ID. Okay, directly. And second one, it can be by the mail. It will come to Ariba network and it will be directly will float mail to after purchase order creation in your Ariba system. Okay. Third one, it will be fax.
Mm-hmm.
Same as it is mail.
Mm-hmm. Along
Or
with sending, along with sending via network, again we are also so doing a fax with a private ID. Okay, fine. The
uh,
fourth one.
fourth one, it will be print. It will buyer will take the print of the hard copy and will courier to vendor directly.
Yeah, yeah, that will be completely handled offline. Hmm?
Okay.
Outside the Ariba.
Yes.
Okay. Actually, yesterday we were discussing, right? So, in what are the cases purchase requisition may stuck in ordering status, or what are the what are the cases where purchase order transmission to Ariba network or the backend ERP system may get fail? we were discussing yesterday, right? So this is where the answer. Ariba network ID of supplier ID is invalid. For example, Ariba network ID of the supplier is invalid. The AN ID will generate, right? If it is invalid, in that case also a purchase order will be failed to send to the supplier. Okay.
Okay.
And supplier contact information is invalid or the supplier becomes inactive after the purchase requisition is fully approved. For example, during the creation of purchase requisition, the supplier is active. Okay. Sup- During creation of the purchase requisition, the supplier is active. During approval, if someone comes and inactive, I mean deactivate the supplier, then again someone will, the other approvers will be carried out with the approval process. Once it is approved, it will generate a purchase order. Then system will check whether it is active or not. It will get to know the supplier is inactive, then it will fail.
Okay.
Okay, this is very important. The second point, if it is fully approved during that stage, if someone comes and deactivate or if supplier becomes inactive, in that case also it will fail. Supplier is not a member of Ariba network. If supplier is not registered or available in the Ariba network, then also it will be stuck in ordering status. The transmission of the purchase order to the Ariba network will be failed. These are the cases actually where it will get failed. Okay, clear these 3 points.
Okay.
You will also get generally this question. What are the possible cases where the transmission of purchase orders will be failed? They may ask.
Okay.
Very important. This okay, changing we discussed, closing reopening is discussed. Reports is fine. Yeah, notifications. This is you can control actually. So notification of immediate order transmission will get if it is failed. Notification of order even if someone go and reject it, it will be notified. And then notification of bulk closure failure, it will also notify receipt. These things are not normal, only standard behaviors, so no need to worry. Technical terms.
Yes.
You can see, right?
Mm.
See, I told you, right? During its creation, if you go and save it, the status of the purchase requisition will be composing. Now, if you
Okay.
see, so forget about, don't worry about these fields because this test instance is having so many custom fields, which is not supposed to be. But previously, yesterday, we got one more server access, right? So that was actually absolutely looking fine since we were getting some password failure errors. So they instead of resetting that same thing, so they gave some other access, I guess, which is not relevant. This is which is actually not looking fine for us. So forget about these fields for right now. So I'll just discuss with Aditi and get it sorted. Yeah, just focus on the status today now. See, as soon as you
Okay.
create, as soon as you compose the purchase requisition, if you instead of submitting it, you just save it. For example, let me just show you. See, I compose my purchase requisition. I will not click on submit. I'm just saving it. If you save
Okay.
it, the status of the purchase requisition will be composing. If you see, okay. And if I
Okay.
submit it, it has some technical glitch. So many, but just we'll just go as long as we can go. So this is integrated with the external system. Okay, this purchase requisition is integrated with the external system since it has some connection failures, errors. So you're not able to submit. That is a problem with this test system.
Please call
Yeah,
Aditi. You can call Aditi in this call.
yeah, and also see this is summary tab where you can see all the summary details, the header details of the purchase requisition, and also you can go to line items. Yeah, if you just click on these
Okay.
details under the summary, so this will display you the line item details. Okay, and then orders tab. If it is, if order is generated, so when the data will display here, once the status of the purchase requisition will become ordered, so that time, so it will generate a purchase order, so that order will be available here.